What is going on YouTube? This is Jim, and I thought it would be cool to do some video capture of the Xbox One. My buddy Ben is letting me borrow his Elgato 720p external capture card. So thanks so much, Ben. And what better way than to dive into some tutorial gameplay with my beloved Gears of War 4, which is an amazing game. If you didn't get a chance to check out my initial impressions video of it, I'll post a link in the description box below. What I wanted to dive into is the first of a many-part series talking about Horde Mode. And I thought, what better way than to start off with one of my favorite classes in Horde Mode. So let's go ahead and jump into that. I'm going to go ahead and create a private game so that I could sit and dork around and show you guys some of this stuff without messing anybody up. And I'll show you why some of the abilities that I like in particular with this class. And that class happens to be the Heavy class. Now, something that's really nice and unique to Horde Mode 3.0, as they're calling it, is that any character can be any class. So right now I have Oscar in the Outsider skin, but he could easily be an engineer or a scout or whatever. And that's what's really, really cool. Tons of customization in this game. And it's only fitting that each of the classes in this game also has significant customization. So today we're going to be focusing on the Heavy, and that's what this video is about, a guide about maximizing use with the Heavy and being a good teammate. Something I want you guys to notice in the upper right hand corner, you'll see that right now I'm the only person in the game. All the other slots are open. Notice that it's the first picture is a portrait of Oscar. That's my character skin. The second portrait is the Heavy class. That matches the logo in the bottom left. And you'll notice that each class, whether it be engineer, a soldier, a sniper, or a scout, has a unique emblem. This is really important to learn this because it's going to determine what composition your team is going to have. Now, they've been very clear, they being all the people at the Coalition, Rod Ferguson in particular, have been very clear that any character class can play. There's any combination. If you want to have 5 heavies, 5 engineers, whatever, there's no limitation that everybody has to fill a specific role. But remember that every class complements other classes. So you may find that if you are the only heavy on a map, you may choose to select your skills differently than if there are, say, 4 engineers and a heavy. Now, most of you are probably going to be doing pickup games like me, and most people are only going to say, hey, I don't care, I'm playing my class, whatever, and that's okay. But keep in mind, if you want to be successful, it's very important for you to round out your team as best as possible. So again, on the bottom left, you see I'm a heavy. In the bottom center of the screen, you'll notice that I have slots for 5 different skills. Since I'm only level 2, I only get 1 skill, which is marked right now with the marked damage card. At level 3, at level 5, at level 7, and at level 10, I will get additional skill cards so I can fill up and have 5 different skills when I reach maximum level. Now I know it goes beyond level 10, but in terms of upgrading your skills right now, this is what we're dealing with. And this is very, very important because you're going to have to make hard decisions early on. So what I wanted to do, and what the focus of this video is going to be on, is on showing you the different skills and why they matter. So when you open up your deck, this is the deck of cards that I own, you will see the skills that I can currently select from. Some of them will have upgrade abilities, some of them I don't even have yet. This is all tied into the card system that they've implemented into this game. You can use microtransactions to buy additional cards, or you could just grind it out or destroy existing cards to make scrap to buy new cards. Very similar to the Hearthstone system if you guys have played Hearthstone. Very, very similar system in how the currencies work. So there are a bunch of cards you will get automatically that are like your default cards, and then as you work your way up, they get more and more powerful. Now keep in mind, right now, we're only allowed 1 of everything I'm about to show you. So that is why you have to be very mindful on what you pick. The first card you can select gives you a 2% discount on any build. And notice that on the left-hand side of the screen, if I have a duplicate, that card can be upgraded from a 2% discount to a 4% discount. It goes then to 6, to 8, and to 10. So if this was a level 5 card indicated by the number 1 in the lower right-hand corner, right now it's just the level 1 card, I would be able to upgrade it and use it better. So not only do I have a limited amount of slots, but I can play better cards. And it may make sense for me to play a card that is better, even though it's something I don't like, if it's got a perk that may help. Now for me, I will never select this card. I don't care about the build cost because I am not here to build. I am here to shoot things. That is my role as a heavy. However, if everyone was a heavy, if we didn't have an engineer, I would probably consider switching over to an engineer. But if for whatever reason we wanted to stay all heavy, this may be a card to pick. By not selecting this card, I'm not really building anything. Someone else can better spend our money. That won't be me, so I'm going to pass on this one. The next one is carrying speed. When you execute or melee kill an enemy, the power drop is increased. Oh, I'm sorry, carry speed. I went over to execution bonus. When you're carrying heavy weapons, you move faster. Now as a heavy, you're going to be a frontline guy. That means you're going to get access to a lot of the guns that other enemies drop, whether they be mulchers or tri-shots, that sort of thing. And this is going to allow you to carry those guns faster. This is important because later on in the game, you're going to be able to build devices that when you put the gun in this box, it will actually regenerate ammo. So you may be doing a lot of gun running in between battles. So each wave you have 30 seconds. You're not going to be repairing things because you're not an engineer. Hopefully a scout has picked up all the power on the map. You may be running around muling guns. This may be something very viable to you, give you maybe a chance to get a second gun and bring it back or something like that. Execution bonus. This is the one I meant to I was reading before. If you execute an enemy by a melee kill, you will get more power. This is great for a heavy because they start with the Retro Lancer, which you can do the old roadie run and spear enemies and get experience a lot faster. Again, you're going to be on the front line. This card, in my opinion, has extremely limited value after wave 20. When enemies hit harder, have more accuracy and more health, you may find you're not executing nearly as much. You're going to be doing a lot of pot shots off in the horizon. Keep that in mind with this card. It's going to have very limited value in the end game. Explosive launcher capacity. This is awesome since you start with a boom shot, arguably the coolest gun in Gears of War. This will allow you to carry more ammunition. You can see that at level 1 it's plus 2 rounds, but it increases all the way up to an additional 10 rounds. When you hit an active reload with a boom shot, it does major damage. Having an additional 10 shots is a major advantage as well. That's something to keep in mind. The next one is just straight up damage. Don't worry about more shots, have more damage. Now you'll notice that this card says ready to upgrade. That's because I have a duplicate of it, and I left this here so you guys could see this. So all you have to do is you upgrade the card. You're going to destroy the duplicates you have, and you're going to go ahead and upgrade it. And you can see now that my 20% card is now boosted to 40%. It still costs just one single slot. So this card now has more value to me than other cards because it is now a level 2 card, which is nice to keep in mind. Again, me only being not unlocking another skill right now. This is important because this card may be a little bit better to use. So there you have the, that's the explosive launcher damage. You could see, I'm not going to read through every single one of them, but you could see now you have things like reload speed or fortification health, which is really, really nice because you're going to do more damage on turrets. So having your turret be able to take more damage is very useful to have. That complements engineering skills extremely well. Then you get into some of your specifics, whether it be heavy weapon damage or pistol damage or turret damage. Then you have marked damage, which is one that I've been using quite a bit. That's the one I have by default right now. Every time you mark an enemy, you do additional damage to it. It's really good habit in this game to mark all enemies when you see them. It allows teams to focus fire, especially since you're going to be in the front line. The enemies are going to be tougher and harder. You're going to want to burst enemies down as fast as possible. So marking things is going to give you a percentage damage all the way up to a potential 50%. And you could start to see where some of these cards in endgame will be significantly stronger. Say you take the explosive damage, which will essentially give you an additional 40% damage, plus the 10% damage of the marked. Especially if you can carry more shots, you're going to be doing a extensive, significant amount of damage over a long period of time, which will really rack up kills very quickly for you. So my recommendation, early level, I think you want to probably look at mark damage only because that is a constant. Whatever gun you select, whether you drop the Retro Lancer at round 2 and pick up a Gnasher, or you get your hands on a Mulcher or another heavy weapon, this 10% will remain consistent throughout. When I hit level 3, the next thing I'm going to go for is damage. And then as I start to get more cards, I'll probably phase in launcher capacity instead. Keep in mind with the heavy, you are the front line. You are the guy that's going to be out there in the front. You're going to be doing most of the damage for your team. And if a turret becomes available, you're going to be sitting on that turret for an extensive period of time, doing more and more and more damage with more bullets and more shots. If there's no engineer, this is not a good card for you because you're never going to get one of these. So that is my thoughts on everything you need to know about the heavy. I hope this walkthrough of some of the skills helped you guys out a little bit. I will see you guys out on the virtual battlefield. Leave a comment, let me know if you like this format. I will probably do more videos for every class, but I wanted to try the heavy first. So I'm going to throw this out there. Leave me some feedback. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you didn't like. And I'll try to tweak it for next time. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Get out there and play Gears of War 4. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.